So today I was on Instagram. I was trying to post on Instagram and a video came on my timeline and it was an elderly woman that was talking about her marriage, how she went through so much abuse in her marriage and she was a godly woman. It was a Christian marriage and her husband was actually a spiritual leader in church and but she was facing a lot of toxicity in her marriage. She didn't realize that she was married to a narcissist. She actually didn't even know that word. And to her, what she was going through didn't make sense because this man to the outside world was an amazing person. People saw him as an amazing person. People saw him as a blessing. People saw him as a good man. But in the house, he was very mean to his wife and to his children. She went through a lot of abuse emotionally, made her feel less of herself. And she said in that video, she said she could not talk. Her voice wasn't heard in that marriage. Like when he gives an instruction, everyone just obeys. Nobody questions his authority. You just do as he says. And so for peace to have remained in her marriage for all of those years, she had to constantly keep silent. Keeping silent was a way of her keeping her marriage. So whatever her husband said is what she did. And so all through the years, she realized that she was losing herself. And sometimes she said that the kids will come to the dad and say to the dad, this way you're treating my mother, it's not the way to treat a woman. Because his kids had grown and they were seeing how their father was treating their mother. And he would flicker at them and say, you will see, I'll deal with you. And he would do something to hurt those kids, just as a way of getting back to them for questioning his authority. And so it got me thinking, being with a narcissist can never leave you the same way. If you're still single and you're seeing signs of narcissism in this person, there is no need trying to get married to that person, thinking it will change. Narcissists don't change. They never change. If you think they will change through prayers, you're wasting your time because narcissists don't even believe that there is something wrong with them. There are some of them who are self-aware. They know they have this narcissism in them, and some of them continue in that path. But the worst of them all are the ones that don't believe that there is anything wrong with them. These people, it doesn't matter what you say, they don't believe they have a problem. And so you can't change what you don't believe you have. You have to accept that you have a character flaw for you to even decide to work on it. But these people believe that everybody else is wrong. They are always right. They are never wrong. It doesn't matter how you try to present it, they will twist that whole narrative to make you look like the wrong person. And at the end of the day, you just realize that you're just fanning a dead flame. You're just wasting your time. So, how do you really know the narcissist? One of the things how you can really spot a narcissist when they usually start a relationship is how strong they come. And don't get me wrong, there are people who are not narcissists, right? Who love to express themselves, who love to express their emotions, how they feel about you. There are men who just tell you spot on, this is how I feel about you. And this is what I desire, that this is what I desire to happen between us. And so there are men who will express themselves right from the onset of the relationship, let you know what they want. That's not what I'm talking about. A narcissist will love bomb you, will put you on this pedestal, and you will feel like you are everything to them. Now, there are narcissists who won't start with words. They won't start with words. They won't start with, you know, telling you so many nice things and love bombing you with letters, calls, and all of that. Some narcissists will actually start love bombing you with gifts. They start to feed you with things they know you like. They've studied you. A narcissist studies their victims before they come to you. They already know if you're going to be their prey or not. And so, one of the things that they look out for is your emotional state. Narcissists tend to avoid very strong people, they prey more on vulnerable people. And if you aren't discerning or careful, you will fall victim to these people, be it a male narcissist or a female narcissist. Some people think that when we talk about narcissism, it's just the men. No, there are female narcissists and there are male narcissists. And the word narcissism actually can be found in both males and females. Like everybody has a bit of narcissism in them. Every human being has it. But when it now becomes excessive to the point that they are now making you miserable, you find yourself depending on them for support emotionally, physically, financially, in every ramification, even spiritually. If you find yourself depending on these people, then it has become toxic. How do you spot a narcissist? One of the ways I said here that you can spot a narcissist is this narcissist, they love admiration. They have excessive need for you. They want you to constantly praise them. They need that attention. It has to always be about them. When they're in the spotlight, they want the attention fixated on them. If the attention is on you, or people are beginning to admire you, people are beginning to love on you, people think you're amazing, they get upset. They are not really happy that people's attention is on you. So these people want to be worshipped. They want to be honored. They want to be respected. But when people accord you the same respect they accord them, they kind of have a problem with it. When they find out that, that attention is beginning to shift from them to you, they have a problem with it. A narcissist wants all the attention to themselves. It's all about them. Anything they do, even if both of you did that thing, they'll go out and say, I did it. You both might have partnered to birth a business. This can happen even in business, in an organization, in relationships, in ministry. You find narcissists everywhere. They love to take credit for other people's work. They want the attention on them. In an office, in an organization, in a ministry, you all will do something together as a team. But when they're presenting it to the world, they tell the world, oh, I did it. They won't talk about the people who were behind, that were actually the ones who pulled all the effort to make that work. They will present it to the world like, I did everything. I was the one who did this. So when you see that they have this excessive need for admiration, tread carefully. You might be dealing with a narcissist. When you realize that they love to use their charm, they know they have good looks or they have money and all of that, and they want to use that to get your attention. They are very quick to want to sway you with all they have, their words. They flatter you. They want to show you off with their gifts, with things. Be very careful. You might be dealing with a narcissist without your knowledge. Another way to spot a narcissist is this: they lack empathy. They don't feel it. It doesn't matter how you try to make them see it, they don't feel it. They pretend to, but it's just a matter of time. The real person behind that pretense will show forth. They don't have genuine concern for others. They don't really care about people's feelings or struggles. Even if you're telling them, listen, this is what I'm going through, they don't care. They just want things done their own way. For instance, if both of you want to do something and you're not feeling good, a narcissistic partner won't even care that you aren't feeling well. It's about where they want to go, what they want to do, and not about you. They aren't empathetic. If that thing that both of you are supposed to go for is something that is going to boost their image, boost their ego, and they need you to be there, and then you say you're not in a good frame of mind or you're not feeling too well, they won't care. They will just tell you it's about where they are going to. If that place is going to boost their ego, they won't even care about how you feel. All they would want for you to do at that time is to go with them to that place so that their ego can be boosted. They don't know how to put themselves in other people's shoes. They don't feel what you feel. If you're going through stuff, they treat it on surface level. They don't come in depth with you. They love to, they love to dismiss people's pain. They minimize it or they dismiss it. If you find out that your partner, when you tell them something that is hurting you or something they are doing that is hurting you and they dismiss it or minimize it or make it look like you're just acting silly, it's all in your head, or they make you feel like, oh, you're too childish, oh, you talk too much, oh, you're too emotional, oh, you're too this and you're too that, just know that they are dismissing your feelings, minimizing your pain. They can even tell you you're too sensitive over something that they've done. It's outrightly wrong. Any normal human being would apologize and say, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know that I did that to you, or this was how I made you feel. A narcissistic person would minimize it or dismiss it and make you feel stupid for even expressing your feelings. If you find out that your partner is constantly dismissing how you feel when situations arise or minimizes things, especially how you feel, if they don't acknowledge it or acknowledge the roles they are playing in making you feel like that, honestly, you're dealing with a narcissist and it doesn't get better. If you're single and dating that person, you should go ahead to marry that person. Be rest assured that in marriage it will get worse. They don't change. A lot of them struggle to sincerely apologize. They don't take responsibility. They never take responsibility for their actions. When they do something wrong, they'll say it was what you did that made me do it. They never ever take responsibility. They will never say they're sorry. They're always right. If there's one thing I know, I've dealt with narcissists. Oh my goodness, and that's why I can talk about them. I identify them. I don't get easily swayed with words these days. Like there are things you will just say. I just start picking those things out. And you have to prayerfully discern these people because they can be very confusing, especially the spiritual ones, very confusing. So one thing I have always noticed about them is that they don't take responsibility for their actions. And let me tell you, both male and female versions of narcissists do the same thing. So it's not particular to a male or female. No, I've dealt with male narcissists, I've dealt with female narcissists. And the thing is that narcissists are always drawn to empaths. That's the honest truth. So if you're an empathetic person, you will always attract these people, and that's why you have to be aware of how they come in so you don't become their victim. They never apologize for anything they do. They're always right. They'll make you feel like it was your fault, everything happened. They don't take responsibility for their actions. You tell them this is what you did. They say, oh, it's all in your head. I didn't do that. Why do you think that I did that? I never did such a thing. Sometimes they make you feel like you're stupid. That's one thing these narcissists always do. They make you feel very stupid, like you're not intelligent. Another thing they do is this, how you can spot a narcissist is this. They have a sense of superiority, like they feel like they are the best. No other person is better than them. They believe that they are a gift to the world, so they should be worshipped, both male and female. That's how you know you're dealing with a narcissist. They feel that them coming into your life is a blessing, and you coming into their life, they are doing you a favor. Whereas they don't realize that they find it difficult to realize that people who come into their lives are also a blessing. They have a problem. They believe they are doing you a favor and they are actually the blessing, you know. So they believe that they are more important, more gifted. They believe they are smarter than you. They are not patient with you to learn. If you're making mistakes, they are not patient. They believe that they know everything. They believe they are so gifted. Nobody's as gifted as they are. Even if you have similar gifts like them and you're trying to grow in that gift, they will downplay your gift. They will make you feel that you don't have it so that they can always have the attention. And so, even if you have these gifts, you start doubting your own gifts. That's how you spot a narcissist. In a workplace, in an organization, these people will make you feel like you're not smart, that they are the ones that are smart. In meetings, they will always be the ones to be vocal. They want to talk and impress everybody. And if you try to say something, they dismiss what you're saying in a meeting, trying to impress everybody and make people think that you aren't smart. Funny thing is that it might even have been something both of you discussed about. You even gave them the idea, but in that meeting, in that boardroom, they make it look like they generated the idea. That whole exceptional idea came from them. Narcissists. They have a high sense of superiority. They talk down to they talk down on people a lot, a lot. They always want to prove that they are right. It doesn't matter even if you're right. Sometimes I get tired arguing with narcissists. Once I see that you just believe you're always right, nobody else is right, I have a problem with you already. Because then I'm trying to prove to you that what you're saying is not right. But then you're trying to make me feel like I like to prove to you that you are wrong. You know, these people can just mess up your mind and make you begin to doubt yourself. Sometimes when you finish having conversations with a narcissist, you'll be drained because you look at yourself like, okay, am I really foolish? Am I really not smart? This is how these people can leave you feeling. So they once you realize that narcissists love to talk down on people, once you spot someone who constantly talks down on you, makes you feel inferior, you're dealing with a narcissist right there. And if you find out that in your organization, in your church, in your company, or wherever you find yourself, you find out that these people are certain unnecessary dominance on you. They are trying to stifle you. They don't want you to be heard. They don't want you to talk. Your opinion isn't valid, right? If you say something that doesn't really go down well with them, they try to dominate you, they try to return to you. Once you realize that you're in that kind of organization, listen, you are dealing with narcissists. Even the spiritual ones, sometimes we can give you scriptures to prove to you that you are not submissive. For those in marriage, if you have a narcissistic husband, let me tell you, they will use scriptures to tell you that you're not submissive. In fact, there's a favorite part of the scripture they love so much. Go and do your research. Narcissist, the favorite scripture, the spiritual, the Christian husbands in quotes who are narcissists that they love to use. You will know. It's always, they are very hyper when it comes to submission. And they don't see their own path where the Bible says that husbands and wives must submit to each other. Before the Bible says that a husband must love his wife while the wife, submits to her husband. People who are narcissists, they force submission. They force it. It doesn't matter which way it comes, they force it. All right. And so once you're dealing with someone who, even when he's wrong, when he's right, it doesn't matter if he's even insulting you, insulting people, he wants you to support him constantly in that bad behavior, you're dealing with a narcissist. Because the thing is, if you don't support them, you become their enemy. So if you want your marriage to be peaceful, you continue to support knowing fully well that they are in the wrong, but you continue to support wrongful actions. You're dealing with a narcissist. Another thing is that they are very manipulative people. They use guilt, shame, emotional blackmail to control people. If you are a victim of a narcissist and you try to tell them certain deep things about yourself, they will use those things to guilt shame you. It might even be things that they witnessed you do. So to make you constantly feel less of yourself, they'll remind you of that past. They use it just to have control over you, to shame you. If you try to leave a narcissist, they will make everyone feel that you're a bad person, you're a horrible person, and they will guilt trip you to the point that you will even be scared to leave because of the fear of what they will tell people. And that's why some people are still with their narcissistic husbands or wives. And that's why they're still in narcissistic relationships because of fear of what these people will say about them when they leave, especially if they're holding certain secrets about your life. Most narcissistic people start to, open up, use that thing, to guilt trip you. And you sometimes you get confused. And before you know it, you're trying to prove to people like, listen, this is not what what this person is saying isn't true. This is really the true picture. How he is making me look like out there is not the right thing. How she is making me look like right now is not the right thing. This you find yourself trying to explain. And the more you explain, the more they make you still feel guilty for trying to explain to people. So the best thing is not to even explain at all. Don't say anything. Because when you're dealing with a narcissist and you walk away, it doesn't matter what you say. They will still guilt shame you, guilt trip you, make people believe you are a problem, make people believe you were the bad person. They will never tell people the things they did to you while they were in that relationship. So to the world, you are a bad person, but to the world, they are good people. It's all about them, it's all about their ego. So if you try to keep explaining yourself, you will drain yourself. So what I've realized is, and what has helped me in dealing with um, narcissistic relationships in the past is that I don't, when I see myself falling into that bait of trying to explain to people, especially when they are guilt shaming me everywhere, or trying to make people hate on me, or try to make people feel like I was the bad partner for leaving. If I realize I'm beginning to try to explain, I catch myself that no, I'm falling into this person's bait, right? So I keep quiet and I just tell myself, you know what? It's not worth explaining. And that's why I've come to tell you today. If you're dealing with a narcissistic partner and you walk away, a narcissistic organization, a narcissistic boss, a narcissistic whatever, and you walk away, please don't fall into that trap of trying to explain to yourself to people that they have painted you black in front of. It's a waste of time. Those people, their minds have already been bought by this narcissistic person because they have a way of convincing people. So the more you try to explain, the more you are falling into their trap. They know you're miserable. They will still see, guess what? Whatever you tell those people they have tried to convince to hate on you, whatever you tell them, those people will still go tell this narcissistic partner and they'll keep feeding them. And it's an endless cycle. You realize that you've moved on, but you're still stuck with them. So the best thing is when you cut off all ties. Don't feed into that bait. Don't fall trap. Don't fall for that trap rather. The last one, so I don't make this video long, is entitlement. They don't like boundaries and they always violate boundaries. Who are you to set boundaries for them? They don't respect boundaries. No rule applies to them, but they have rules for you. When you see that this person doesn't respect your boundaries, violates them constantly, believes that nobody can talk to them and they'll listen, believes that no rules applies to them, you're dealing with a narcissist. And let me tell you something, it never ends well. Being with a narcissist can never end well. It's a relationship or a marriage or a work relationship that will be filled with pain, anger, emotional torture, It's just not a place to be. And I'm telling you that from experience. It's not a place to be. If you're still single and you're dating someone who is narcissistic, please be wise. Run. Run as much as your legs can carry you. And when you cut off those ties, don't look back. Even when they start telling the world that you're horrible, you are this, you are that, that's who they are. They're trying to guilt shame you. Don't fall for their bait by trying to explain to the people they're talking bad about you to. Don't try to explain to them that what they're saying isn't true. Because the thing is this, those people have fought those lies. There's nothing you can do. So that you don't get stuck in that cycle with this narcissistic person, just move on. Whatever they say, all well and good. Time exposes people. But what you can do for yourself is to sever those ties. Take a walk. Take a walk. It never ends well. I hope that this video blessed you. And remember that this video, I had to make it because of the video I saw on Instagram, because it spoke volumes to me. It brought back a lot of memories. So please, if you want a successful relationship in the future, pay attention to all of these things that I've listed here and do your own research more about narcissism, how to identify it. Even as parents, how you raise your children matters. Some of us are the ones damaging these children. We are the ones creating this narcissist. So if as a parent you have to go and study how not to raise a narcissistic child so that you will save the future generation from pain. God bless you.